We used to call it the plan. Before the gentrification program came up, we knew about gentrification. We understood what it meant, but it seemed like we just couldn't stop it. So we said the plans is in effect, it's gonna take over. If you say that out loud to a white person, they say, what do you mean by that? And it was hard to convey what you really wanted to say and what it really meant to you. But in your heart, you knew what it was. You knew it was a systematic approach to getting rid of black people. From a black perspective, very cold and callous. They weren't thinking about nobody but themselves. They couldn't think about the people they displaced. It wasn't personal, it was just business.
So many ways that DC has changed, from the inner to the outer. So many things remain that could have been changed, like poverty, like sickness, like not enough hospitals and poor schools, like old people not having anywhere to go, like drug dealers on the corner, like winos at every block, like liquor stores on every street corner. But then the things that change are the things that remain the same, because the people come in, the old goes out. We see the colors changing in the neighborhood. Once it was black on black on black on black, and they called it Chocolate City. Now it's black on white, and it's black on white, and brothers and sisters is really not pretty, cause sometimes the people who move in replacing the people who get thrown out because the taxes are so high, because you cannot afford to stay in your own house. So the brothers say, and the sisters say, it used to be black on black on black on black on black in the neighborhood, and now it's black and white and Hispanic and Jewish and you know all that. And it could be good, except the alienation is just a part of the gentrification, because the gap comes in how much money you make.
Basically, we're being pushed out to make room for more Caucasians. And I don't like that, because we help build this city as well. Why can't we be around to enjoy the fruits of our labors?
For the first time in decades, the city began to invest. The first major piece was completed in 2010, a $53 million streetscape project that included laying tracks for streetcars.
But the hardware was just a foreshadowing of impacts that cut deeper, straight to the heart of race, income, and the culture of a long-neglected neighborhood.
What impact has that had, this large group of young white folks moving into the neighborhood?
That's a hard question. One of our neighbors that just moved from 9th and F to 5th and E. The people are predominantly white. They going by, well, we're here, we're gonna establish new ground rules, and we don't really care about what this guy's talking about, because he's just insignificant to us. But it doesn't relieve you of the common courtesies that a good community has. And he tells me all the time, he wished he was back at F Street.
I am Shakespeare in the flesh, Walt Disney. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't been doing the education.
What you want me to do? One more time. I don't hear you. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. With the way it's so easy, you can just about make it any way that you please. Rock your body, cause I know that you got us. Can't do without it, don't tell me you forgot us. You got to do it, that's what it do. You keep me sure, you got me hooked. You let it get it, let it get it, let it get it. If it gets a negative, we gonna let it. Let everybody come along and take it with me. I'm just an old brother from DC. In the front and behind me, kicking it in the pocket, all the ladies shaking her hand. Like it, I love it, want some more of it. Say ho,
sometime in 2001 or 2, we were presented with the option to do something with DC Housing Authority and Department of Housing and Urban Development. The program is called Hope 6, and its idea is to destroy distressed public housing and to create mixed income communities. Of the 400 people who were to be involved and talk about whether we wanted to move, whether we wanted our community destroyed, whether we wanted to move with the possibility of returning, there were 10 people who made a decision about our lives. 10 people that made a decision about our lives. When the rest of us got wind of it, it was a done deal.
If you have the vision to see what the building can be and what it will be, if you can have a vision and you can see that, there's a ton of money to be made in it. High-end condos, high-end condos, high-end condos, cracked out building.
Right, but I think you have to be a little bit savvy and look into the future to say, okay, I'm willing to have, whether it's, a burned out building next to me or possibly a homeless person who's camped outside my front door, I'm going to walk by that every day. The security factor.
Security guard.
Of just feeling like I like my neighborhood and I'm okay with not having a great restaurant across the street. I'm paying less, I'm getting a beautiful place to live, and I know the new stuff is going to be coming in. But I've seen a huge amount of change just in a few years, and I can't fathom if you came here in '91.
Demographically, it's shifted and you have a lot of developers that are coming in here, so the mayor has to appeal to that business community that wants to develop at the same time. So they simply have to change their focus, and they can't cater to the same people before that were more worried about inner city services and about schools. It's now about that, but it's also about bringing in the business community and bringing in the development. For so many years, you couldn't walk downtown, you couldn't buy a sandwich downtown. You couldn't get anything that you wanted. No gyms, no Starbucks, no Safeways, no supermarkets downtown. And it's all changing, People like me see it as a great thing, is that the cities are once again coming alive. It's the resurrection of what was dead for so long.
Inside, you'll be able to see the United States Capitol building.
This is the National Gallery of Art. Our next stop would be Museum of Natural History.
I have to look at the White House every day. I get off the bus to go to work. I'm so close to power, but I'm so far away. They cannot see us. We're invisible. We're the invisible people. We're the untouchables.
Are you feeling a loss of the things that used to have available to you that you no longer have, and you're getting these new things coming in that you really don't need?
Yeah, it goes back to economics. First of all, Japanese restaurant is expensive. We feel like we can't compete with that. We feel like it's not a part of our culture. You got 22 different restaurants. You got Italian restaurants. You got Greek. We're not gonna eat there. I'm not. Now I got a couple of friends. They like that kind of stuff. They got that kind of money. I don't. And that's what's missing too over here. They need to get a really good soul food place. And if then tomorrow you want to eat pizza, that's fine. But today you're gonna eat you some good fried chicken from the South. That's good stuff. That's good stuff there.
It's all about money. When I look at the White House, I see a greenhouse. I look at the Capitol, it's a greenhouse. It's a big money sign. That's what it is.
In the beginning, when we first came into this Hope 6 situation, we met with them. And we told them that by the way they were moving the people, there were going to be a lot of deaths, alcohol abuse, drug addiction, and different other things. And they did not want to, I won't say they didn't want to accept what we said. They didn't care about what we said. Because I had several people in the meeting of different nationalities, the people down in there, and they rebuked me behind what I was saying because I told them they was wrong what they was doing. And what made it so good, the good Lord had lawyers in there. Yes. And they stood up after I spake and put those people in their place and told them that I was telling the truth and for them to get it together. So it wasn't the fact that you don't know what you're talking about. They want to belittle you so they can take advantage of you.
What really tore me apart when we found out one of our neighbors that we fought so hard that keep in the neighborhood died. They took her out of the apartment, put her in a strange apartment where nobody knew her. That lady laid in that apartment for 3 days.
Before anybody missed her.
Nobody missed her. We done had people that had strokes. We done had people that had aneurysms. We done had people
from
just
the stress of moving to a new area and not having community.
No communication.
Okay?
Nobody.
Because if Miss Rose ain't seen me in 2 or 3 days, she gonna find me. If I knew came and knocked on my door twice and she ain't found me, she gonna call Miss Rose and say, "Where's Deborah?" We're gonna look for each other. That's why when we couldn't get her on the phone, I said, "I've been calling Miss Mary." So I've been calling Miss Mary. Go find her. That's community.
That's what
you
we
can't pay for that.
No.
You can't buy that.
No.
That's blood, that's sweat, that's tears, that's my phone is off, can I use it? That's your child is over there, go get her. That's you know, the cable man coming, can you let him in? You know, will you take my trash out today? That's what that is. Can you need a ride somewhere? Bring me some bread when you go back to the store.
That's right.
That's community.
This is where the old recreation center used to be. While they were there, while people were still living here, they said that they were going to tear it down, which was actually a violation of Hope 6 kind of procedure, which is a continued
services must continue till the last person is gone.
So then the kids went around, and they went around throughout the whole neighborhood, getting petitions.
They created their own
petitions on paper, you know, sign here, and then just went throughout. And they gathered like a few hundred signatures.
And
they started calling the housing authority from the recreation center. Like 10-year-olds would be like, you know, save our rec, like don't close it down.
Gentrification ain't nothing but some no-name heifer trying to steal my land, but this dirt ain't nothing but an accumulation of my people's footprints. We be something the rain can't wash out. What's a bulldozer to my grandmother's memory? We built the hands you're trying to tear us down with. You think I need a key to get into my own home? These doors know my face better than your whips ever did. You think just cause you like black music, the floorboards won't swallow you? These streets will never forget my name. These streets are drunk off my blood. What's your blood taste like? Do you even know how to bleed? Why you want something you ain't bleed for? Even Jesus can tell you that ain't right. This be more than your white guilt getaway, more than your Walgreens across the street from the courthouse. Say you want to clean up our streets, say you want to save our children. They know what to do when the bullets start flying. What about you? What you gonna do when the ghosts start knocking? Don't you know you're sharing a bed with someone's tombstone? You'll wake up one night to my grandmother's spirit praise dancing on all your pretty wax hardwood floor, and you can't do shit about it. We'll haunt you out of house and home. We'll send the maggots to feast on your daughter's freshly tanned skin. We'll sacrifice your wife and bathe our bones in her blood. Gentrification be the priest that failed at the exorcism. But what will the maids do? All this sweeping and no rug to put the bodies under. Who's next? Whose bones are ready to be exterminated? What skeleton is willing to be dusted? You can't renovate a borough without burying the people already living there. And ain't nothing scarier than a black body that you can't kill.